other countries in the world. We in Austria have a very high number of immigrants coming to our country. We had a high number of immigrants during the last 30 or 40 years, but the people who are allowed to come to Canada are mainly very well skilled, and they also have to have language skills. And I think this is the difference to many other systems. We in Austria, we don't have problems to integrate the son and the daughters of the ambassadors who work at the United Nations in Vienna. There are no problems with them. But of course, if you have many people from Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, who are not very well skilled and have no chance in the Austrian labor market, it's much more difficult to integrate them. And so I would say that the main difference and the main question is who is allowed to come and what kind of migration do you have as a country?
So I think there's a real difference of nuance there.
It's more than a nuance, but it is a real difference. I absolutely agree. But if you look at Canadian history, whether it was accepting in Vietnamese boat people, whether it was accepting in Syrian refugees, 40,000 of them after in the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. And you go look at those families, no, they didn't have much in the way of language skills. They didn't have much in the way of any investments to bring to it. But they and everyone who comes to any country has a deep desire to succeed and work hard and build a better future for their kids than they had back home. And yes, I recognize that the scale and the numbers involved in what came to Europe, what has come to Germany particularly, has been tremendous and represents real challenges. And on the flip side, when Canada, over the past couple of years, has had a few hundred people coming in over the borders a day or a week irregularly, there were real debates in Canada about our borders are too porous, we can't handle these numbers. The issue and the difference isn't in the skills of the people coming, although a points-based system is one that has allowed us to stay positive around immigration, and Canadians are supportive of immigration, and we bring in over 1% of our population every single year in immigrants. But the difference is in how you include them, how you give them tools to integrate. Even if they didn't come from a wealthy family with a great education, they have a tremendous amount to contribute. And the strength of your social safety net, the strength of the investments you're willing to make in those first few years will pay off 1,000-fold over a generation. And that's what Canada has understood, and that's what a lot of countries have understood.
But you would accept, Prime Minister, that
yes, the accident of geography that has us protected by 2 oceans in the United States, I absolutely grant that as well.
Yes, blessed by geography. Chancellor.
I totally agree in the goal. I think the point I just wanted to make is the numbers are important. If the US takes less refugees in 1 year than a small country like Austria, there's a difference. So what I just wanted to point out is it's not only important how many people come, you have to distinguish how many of them are very well-skilled migrants and how many are refugees. And if you compare the numbers, in many years, we as a very small country have much higher numbers of refugees than bigger countries like Canada. And on qualified migration, you are on top, but these people are a bit easier to integrate. That's just
and another example of the Western centric, we can't even have this conversation without reflecting on Jordan and Lebanon and Turkey and others who've accepted millions of refugees and are doing an extraordinary job, and we need to help them more.
Now,
I'd like to explore a little bit what it's like to be a new, young global leader from your perspective.
Not that young anymore. It's just this new range of people who...
Well, there's an Austrian fellow who's quite a bit younger than both of us.
I disagree with him even more than I think I disagree with President Trump. So that's.
Okay, well, now we're beginning the conversation, so that's good.